Minot citizens who violate noise and light ordinances could soon face up to $150 in fines. Daytime noise in residential areas has been limited to 60 decibels, while the previous limit was 55. Now, while City Attorney Stephanie Stahlheim said this change is based on loud equipment used in residences like lawnmowers, Minot resident Kent Ball disagreed. At a recent meeting, Ball stressed his concerns to the council about a neighbor testing their generator for about 20 minutes every weekend. Ball says Councilmember Mark Janser and city staff did a site visit at their home and found the generator is exceeding 70 decibels. However, the ordinance says generators and lawn equipment, among other things, can be used and tested in residences as long as they're in proper working order.
Anytime anyone stops by our house and it is running, you cannot not talk to them over the generator because of the decibel readings at our front door and driveway. We also cannot enjoy our backyard when it is running. We must go in the house and there's still wearing on you. We hate to see a possible devaluing of our property because of this generator.
Now, the ordinance will have to pass a second reading. Janser says the owners of the generator did agree to cut their operations in half, which is every other week. The city attorney says she will look into this further to provide a more reasonable standard of ordinance for all residents.